Hi, this is Amy Engelmark. We just had a technical problem, and I hope that those of you who are on live could still join us now. Sorry for the interruptions. It's computer and internet world, and sometimes it just doesn't go as planned. Again, my name is Amy Engelmark, and I'm super happy to be here with you. You are on my live webinar series that happens every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time called Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life. You are in the right place if you're a CEO, you're a business leader, maybe you are an entrepreneur, a community leader, and you're wearing so many hats that it's really hard to juggle everything at once, and your kind of balance has gone off kilter, and you might be starting to feel stressed out. If that's you, you are in the right place. If you have so much on your plate that your health has fallen completely off the back burner and your pants are getting too tight, this webinar is for you. I can show you how you can get your balance back and get your health back on track. If you are someone who feels like your parenting maybe has been negatively impacted, or your romantic relationships, your marriage, maybe even your business relationships are difficult because you don't feel you have the tools that you want to be able to communicate effectively, to get the word out there about the vision of your company, what you need to have happen, to feel understood, to get your needs met. As a leader, you're in the right place to learn communication skills. So if you want to decrease your stress, you're in the right place. Increase your health, you're in the right place. Gain time management tools to really help you be more productive, you're in the right place. I'm going to share with you my story, but before I do that, please enter your name and where you're from in the chat box, and hopefully those of you who were just bumped off my last webinar training that I just started are here again. Candace, I'm not sure if you're here, but I saw your name pop up just a few minutes ago, so I hope you're able to get back on. Okay, so my story starts when I was a young mom, and I felt like I had pretty good balance. I really loved my life, and even though I had a lot to juggle as a mom and as a wife and with my own priorities, my own health, that was a lot in itself. I felt like I was doing pretty well. I got to exercise, I got to see friends, I felt like I could manage my responsibilities at home. But then I threw into that mix my business. And being an entrepreneur and a parent and a spouse comes with a lot of responsibility, and sometimes that comes with stress depending on how you deal with your challenges. For me, my balance flew out of the window, and I don't know where it went. My husband started saying to me, "Amy, would you put your phone down?" Because I would carry it with me wherever I went. I had no boundaries when it came to business and personal life. The two just became super blurry and started mixing so thickly that I couldn't tell when to start, when to stop, and who to give my time to when. So I'm sure a lot of you can identify with that story, because if you love what you do, it's easy for the lines between business and personal life to get blurry. And what that leads to is it can lead to tension in your marriage, poor parenting. It can lead to not having a social life. It can lead to not feeling well-founded spiritually and not feeling calm and peaceful like you may want to feel. That's the way I want to feel on a daily basis. And I really lost that. So if you're joining us, just put your name and where you're from in the chat room as I tell my story, and then I'll get into the training portion of our webinar today. So what I found when I went through that really difficult time of imbalance in my business and personal life, trying to mesh the two together, is that it is so important to have boundaries. You need boundaries above anything else in your life if you are a leader. If you want to have a happy marriage, if you want to have friends that you actually get to see in person, that you get to have time to talk to on the phone, if you want to have time for your kids to play with them, and not just see them maybe at dinner or breakfast. Boundaries are super important. I was working with a client and he told me that when he first hired me, he wasn't even making time to eat breakfast because he felt like he didn't have the time before he went to work. Yikes, hey? But it's a real situation and a real challenge for many of you. So now I can proudly say that I have healthy boundaries and I manage my time like a pro so that I can lead the lifestyle that I want to enjoy. And I'm going to show you how you can do that today too. Our topic for our webinar today is called Overcoming the Fear of Failure. And I won't just show you how to overcome the fear of failure. I'm going to show you how to overcome any fear that you have so that you can start taking action instead of feeling paralyzed or instead of running away from that which you fear. So let's jump into the training portion of the call today. Before I do, I'm going to post a link to the first 2 chapters of my ebook for those of you who are on with me live. And I'm happy to have you, by the way. And for those of you who are watching the replay, I'm going to post it in the chat room. You can click on that link and save the link so that you can read them later. If you stay on till the end of the call and you're live with me, I have a special treat for you. I will send to your door a copy of a book that I think is just a great book for those of you who feel like everything is urgent and you're always rushing around. It's called In Praise of Slowness. So there's kind of like this busyness cult in our era right now. And this book will really show you how to start living more in the present and take deeper breaths. And it won't take away from your productivity, just in case any of you are fearful of that. This book is safe. It actually will increase your productivity. So there's that link for you, and stay on, and I will give one of you will receive that book in the mail soon. Here we go. Let's start the training portion. I'll just pull it up for you here. Okay, just give me one sec. This is going to be such an awesome topic for so many of you because the fear of failure is something that really can hold you back from pursuing the life that you are meant to be living so that you can make a bigger impact with your life, right? Okay, here are the slides. This is the webinar title. Every week I offer this webinar called Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life. And I invite you to join me every single week. If this training is impacting you, share it with other people because so many people need to learn how to increase their time freedom, right? Decrease their stress. So that's what I want for you, is that 2016 would be your best year yet. Okay. Here's a few of the things that you'll discover on this webinar. It's all focused on helping you increase your free time and your productivity and boost your health, because who doesn't want to feel incredibly fit and good in their own body? You're going to learn proven stress management strategies to help you regain control of your thoughts. You'll learn how to develop new habits so you can become more productive, you can make a bigger impact with your life, and become more successful in your business or company. And you'll learn how to make yourself and your health a priority, no matter how busy you are. You'll learn why mastering your mindset is the key to more time freedom and greater prosperity. It's all in your mind. Also, the steps that you need so you can boost your energy and your mental focus. I'm just gonna have a sip of my water here. Here's myself and some of the women that I've coached live in person during workshops. So I offer live workshops in person and also these webinars. I invite you to stick around because there's free goodies that I'm giving away at the end of the call, and I really look forward to figuring out who is going to win the book at the end. My promise is that as a busy professional, you can have it all. It sounds kind of like a fairy tale, but you can. You can have a fulfilling career. You can have a fabulous family and social life. You can travel. You can have fun. You can have the best health you've experienced for so long. And I'm going to show you how to build that foundation for success. On today's training, we're going to have a lot of fun because that's super important to me. And you're going to walk away with a system for how you can have it all, minus the stress. I'll show you the habits you need to develop so you can be highly successful and productive and have more fun and freedom, more than you already have currently. So here's a picture of me in front of my home. I live on the west coast of Canada in BC, on Vancouver Island. I'm the author of the upcoming book. It's called From Burnt Out to Bliss, and it's a 30-day challenge for high achievers to help you have more fun and more free time. I'm a trainer, speaker, and coach, and I mainly work with entrepreneurs, corporate executives, professionals in the healthcare industry, and service professionals so that they can increase free time, productivity, and health, while I help them decrease their stress levels. So I host workshops, like I said. I offer group coaching programs with members from all over North America, and I work privately with clients on a weekly basis. And I personally use these systems that I'm about to show you in my own life. Here's me doing a few presentations this year, last year. My speaking calendar is very full. I just love imparting knowledge and tools and strategies to people live and via social media so that you can really thrive. I also love nature. I love being out in it. I love being on my bike. I love hiking, anything outdoors. Here's me and my boys. We love to have fun as a family together. We do go to the West Coast to the beautiful area of Tofino and surf and boogie board our faces off. This is my oldest son, Gavin. He's 10, and my younger son you saw in the previous picture is Simon. He's 8. Here's my beautiful husband on the left. His name is Beach, and I just feel so blessed to have married a man named Beach, as I'm such an ocean girl. So here's the topic of our training today. Getting over the fear of failure. Doesn't she look scared? This is a free webinar training, so this is super valuable for you. Getting over the fear of failure is something that many people would like to know how to do, and you have access to this today. So my invitation for you is to get out your pen, get out your paper, and get ready to take notes. You know, when we're talking about how to get over your fears, we need to first understand a little bit more about fear. On one hand, fear is very attractive. There's something about dangerous things and sometimes dangerous people that seem attractive. And on the other hand, fear is something that we avoid. Even if it's not really life-threatening, there's something innate in us that makes us want to avoid fear instead of move forward and take action, even if it is safe, even if it would be for the betterment of our lives and for others' lives. For some reason, we tend to avoid it. The scary thing about fear is that it holds you back from succeeding. And the only reason that I say it's scary is because it's very upsetting that many of us, myself included, have let fear be a blockade between us and the life that we want to live, or the person that we want to become, the success we want to personally experience. But it doesn't have to be. It's a perspective that you're holding about fear that makes it an obstacle. So we're going to talk about bashing through those obstacles and creating new perceptions about fear so that you can move forward confidently in the direction of your dreams and not be held back anymore. So the first exercise I'd like you to do, so pull out your pen and paper, is I want you to get really clear on what type of fear you're avoiding right now. So this is going to help you figure out what you're avoiding and why. Hi, Ron. I see you're joining us. Great to have you. Woohoo! On this fine Wednesday. If you're joining us and I haven't seen your name up there in the chat room, please put your name and where you're from so that you can join in and I can see who you are. So, what is it that you want? Whether it's a small thing that you want or a large thing that you want, write down something that you want that you haven't been taking action on. Or maybe it's something that you want to become. So what type of success would you like to see in your life? Maybe it's in your relationship. It has to be something personally related because this is all about you conquering your own fears, not trying to change someone else. So write down something that you might want to take action on or change about yourself. And then I want you to write down in that space there, plop down your fear. But I'm afraid this will happen. I'm afraid someone might leave me. I'm afraid that I will look like a failure. I'm afraid I'll look stupid. I'm afraid of success. I'm afraid I'll do so well that I'll attract attention, and I don't want to be the center of attention. So write down what you're afraid of. For those of you who are on live, this is a perfect opportunity and an intimate setting for you to share what's going on in your life, and you can get my feedback directly right now on this call about how to overcome your fear. So what is it that you want? I would love to hear from those of you who are live on the call. What would you like to be able to change? Where would you like to be able to move forward in your life where you feel stuck right now? Why don't you write that in the chat bar if you want to share, and I'm going to have a sip of water. Okay, so you can still put that in the chat bar at any time, and I'll just keep checking back. So this is a testimonial of a client of mine who I worked with last year. She's a physician and mother, and she was experiencing a lot of challenge balancing her job as a GP, as well as her job as a mom and as a wife, and her health was falling off the back burner. She was eating unhealthy, and she just felt totally out of alignment with the life that she wanted to lead. Her thoughts were going down a negative path, and she really didn't like it. So she started working with me on developing her goals and really improving the quality of her life. So she was really happy to see that the strategies we implemented made her life really shift towards the positive for the better. So the improvement she noticed while she worked with me was pretty major. Her thinking patterns really shifted, and she became much more positive. And when you're focusing on positive things, that's what shows up in life, and you're able to more confidently, courageously deal with anything that seems negative or challenging. And she was able to better recognize when she felt stressed, so her energy levels increased. She started making time for her health. This is what you can do when you face your fears and you take action. You're gonna see results. It's inevitable. When you are writing down what it is that you want and what you're afraid of, you need to remember as we work on this goal for yourself that you don't want to flirt with disaster. So don't make it a goal for yourself to pursue someone who is unhealthy just because they seem like an exciting person. Doesn't mean that they're safe. Don't flirt with disaster when it comes to your health. You know, maybe you're afraid of something and it's for good purpose because it's not safe for your health, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Just be sure that your goal is one that is healthy for you financially, relationship-wise, and health-wise. And do make a positive impact with your goals. So make sure that as you choose a fear to overcome, that it's one that is going to create a really big positive impact. So I want you to now write down all of the positive impacts, all of the implications, all of the pros to facing this fear. So what might just happen if you face this fear in your family life? What kind of a positive impact will it make? What type of role model will you become? What will you be saying with your actions that your words don't have as much power to display? You know, I heard this quote, and I'll try and say it to you effectively, clearly. And I think it was about a pastor, and it was something like, preach with your, preach at all times, and if needed, use words. So you get the feeling there that your actions in life speak louder than your words. So what type of role model will you become in your community by facing your fears, one after another, after another, after another? You want to make such a big positive impact and outline all of the benefits that you will experience and that others will experience. You want to outline how big that impact might really be so that your passion rises up inside and the fear becomes smaller. I just love that. You're changing your internal compass when you outline all the benefits. So Candace says that her fear that she's overcoming, her goal is increasing more income. Thanks for sharing, Candace. Yes, I know you want to increase more income. So then you would identify what you're afraid of if you face your fear of growing in your business, right? I want to increase my income, but I'm afraid that, and if you want to share what you're afraid of, feel free to do that too. Ron, if you want to share what your goal is and what you're afraid of, please do, and I can help. Let's move forward. Here are the steps we're going to focus on today to help you overcome your fears. 1 is to let it out. 2 is to outline your plan. 3 is to take 1 step at a time. 4 is to focus on the prize. And 5 is to identify and improve your thoughts. All very key, important steps in overcoming your fears. So what do I mean by let it out? So what I mean is when you first decide to take action on a goal and not pay so much attention to your fear, you're going to feel pretty high. Like you might experience a lot of adrenaline rushing through your body. Your fear might increase. You might think, what am I doing? I'm crazy. Why? It's not worth it to face this fear. So you're going to need to let those emotions run through your body and out. So you're going to need to experience those emotions. And it might help you. What I like to do when I've decided to take action on my fears and not let them rule me and stop me from taking action is I literally close the windows in my house and I scream, and I hope my neighbors can't hear it. Sometimes I pray. I lay flat on my back and I pray. And it helps me, all these different ways help me experience the emotion and then let it go. So you need to do that in order to more calmly, comfortably move forward. So you can run around, you can lay down, you can breathe deeply, you can scream into a pillow, go for a walk, whatever works for you. So what works for you, Ran and Candace, when you guys are feeling really nervous or stressed because you've decided to make a decision, big or small, to face your fear? What do you think would work best for you? So Ran's saying she would love to become a successful businesswoman, but she's afraid she won't get the support from her husband. So that's a really big one. And Candace, you're saying you're afraid of looking like a failure. So super, super awesome that you guys both identified what it is that you want and where you're feeling held back, because later in the training, I'm going to show you how to turn your thoughts around so you can be making decisions from faith and trust-based decisions instead of fear-based decisions. So often we can hold fear in front of us and let that be our guide for making decisions, but it is not a good guide. Candace says that it would help her to go for a walk. Yes, often I go for a walk as well, and it really does help. Okay, I'm going to share another testimonial with you from someone that I've worked with in Vancouver. She's a lawyer, very successful lawyer, and she wasn't feeling that successful though when she came to me in her business life, not necessarily financially. She was doing fine there, but she was feeling like her relationships with her coworkers were stressed. She didn't have time for her spiritual or personal goals anymore. She didn't have any balance, like I was talking about when I shared my story before. And therefore, she wasn't feeling super fulfilled, like she was living on purpose. She was feeling really stressed. And even though she was feeling productive, she wasn't feeling like she could handle everything that was on her plate at work. So I gave her some keys to implement, and she noticed that her stress dramatically decreased. And she started facing her obstacles from a different way of thinking. This was key. She shifted her mindset to one of excellence rather than avoiding what she feared or being paralyzed because she felt insecure. So I'm really happy for her results. She was really happy to see the changes herself. The second step, and write this one down, is to outline your plan. So see all the steps in the stairs there. It's unrealistic to think that we can jump 10 steps at a time. And even if some of you high achievers could jump 10 steps at a time, it's quite likely that when your foot hits down on the 10th step, you could twist your ankle because you're trying to achieve so much at once. So you want to outline a plan that you can stick to and maintain and be consistent with. One that where you take one step at a time instead of try and take 10 and feel disappointment or frustration because you haven't met your goals. You know what I mean? Some of you might be feeling like, oh yeah, I've expected too much of myself before, and I've been left feeling disappointed with myself. I don't want you to feel that way. So here are some rules for you to implement while you create a plan. Don't worry while you're creating your plan. Just focus on creating your plan. I don't even want you to take any action. I don't want you to get halfway through creating your step-by-step plan and then start taking action on one of your smaller goals and get out of planning mode. So the third rule is to stay in planning mode while you're creating your plan, while you're creating your outline. So what would some of your steps be? Ran and Candace, for those of you who haven't shared your names yet, what do you think would be one of your first small steps that would help you move forward and increase your income, Candace? or feel more successful run? What could be one small step that you could take today and for the rest of this week so that you can start moving towards feeling like you're successful now, feeling like you're making more income now, like you're on your way? So why don't you guys share what that one step could be? I want you to start creating your plan now and outlining it in a lot of detail. And this plan is to be made from a place of non-worry. Remember, you're not allowed to worry while you're outlining your plan. Oh, well, what if my husband doesn't support me? What if I never feel acknowledged from him? Oh, well, what if I show up and I take all these action steps and I don't accomplish my goals? Well, you know what? If you don't shoot for anything, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to move forward in any way. So I would encourage you to shoot for your ultimate bullseye, whatever success means for you. So what does success mean for you? What is one action step that the two of you can take towards more income or more success in your business run? Feel free to share, and let's move forward. This is the third step in overcoming your fears. This is, when we're so focused on our fear, we're stuck in our head, right? You want to get out of your head and onto paper, and you want to get your feet moving, one step at a time. So many great achievements happen when just ordinary people take action. No matter if you're feeling shaky or sweaty, you just take action and you only focus on the one step at a time. Because if you focus on your large goal that seems so unattainable sometimes, you're like, why did I give myself that big of a lofty goal? How did I think I could ever accomplish it? I don't want you thinking about your humongous, awesome, sweet goal. I just want you to focus on your left foot or your right foot, one step at a time. Okay, so good. Both of you have shared. Candace, you said your one action step would be to make contact with some key players. So identify for yourself or share with us, who might those people be? Who are some key players that might be instrumental in helping you increase your income, that would be good connections for you to make? And Ran, make personal contact. And I'm assuming personal contact with potential clients. So identify who those potential clients would be, or if you're talking about someone else, Ran, that you want to make personal contact with, let us know in the chat room as well. So in order for you to increase your business success, you need to make personal contacts. Okay, yeah, you're saying yes, it is with potential clients. So what are a few different avenues, maybe 3 different ways that you can make contact with people every single day? And how can you make them feel comfortable with you? And how can you meet their needs? So these are questions you can answer for yourself on paper and include that in your time when you're making contact with them. Make sure that you're intentional. So it's good you're making very small goals for yourself, ladies. You're taking one step at a time and you're focusing on just your left foot or your right foot as you move forward. Okay, Candace, you're saying you want to make contact with potential clients. Okay, great. So you're going to want to do some brainstorming. Where are you going to find these potential clients? Where do they hang out? Who do they hang out with? Who else do they go for help to? So that you can connect with them there, right? Okay, let's move forward. The fourth, but not the final step, is to stay focused on the prize. Because if you focus on anything else, you won't experience the personal success that you want to achieve. I see both of you really being able to, you both have the ability to move forward and accomplish your goals. You're both winners, you're both victorious, you both have the ability, and you have more resources at your fingertips than you might be aware of. You just have to remind yourself, do some brainstorming, and focus on the prize. I mean, don't focus on little frustrations, or if you have expectations and they aren't met in a day, don't focus on those. Keep focusing on the prize and how you can stay in action, how you can align your thoughts to support you to take action. If you're feeling doubtful, if you're feeling more like a failure, if you're feeling like, oh, I'm never going to get there, I'm not cut out to be an entrepreneur. Whatever those thoughts might be, you need to become aware of them so that you can get your focus back on the prize and view yourself as capable and competent and victorious at all times, right? So that's going to motivate you, create the inner motivation that you need to keep moving forward no matter what you see happening in the present. Don't always focus on what you can see. Okay? Here's another testimonial of mine, a client of mine who owns a clothing store on the island where I live, and she started being coached by me because she was feeling like her life was really out of balance. She didn't know how to gain balance between work and life because she felt like she was wearing so many hats that she didn't know how to create more time for herself. She didn't know how to create more time for her family. She didn't know how to be an effective wife and give to the needs of her husband, as well as an effective business owner. So as I listened to her, I started noticing some key areas that would be important that she change and improve on. And as she implemented the skills that I gave her, she started solving her own problems. She started solving the areas that needed to be tweaked. And she started answering her own questions. So you are more resourceful than you think, and sometimes you just need a little mentorship and accountability to help you get there. The last point that I have for you is that you identify and improve your beliefs around fear. This is something I'm really passionate about because as you change your thought life, you will change your life. The results that you experience in your life will be so satisfying. You're going to become so much happier and feel so much more fulfilled as you take control of your thoughts instead of allowing them to have control over your emotional state and how you view yourself. So choose faith. Choose trust over fearful thoughts. I want you to meditate on what is positive and good about your situation, not on what fearful outcomes might happen. I want you to use your energy to believe instead of worry. So what would you be believing for instead of worrying about? Because that's what I want you to focus your thoughts on. Success and victory, because it takes the same amount of energy to focus on success and victory as it does defeat and doubt and fear. Okay, I'm just going to check in with you all here. Feel free to share your thoughts as I'm teaching. If you felt confident and motivated to take action, so let's just pretend you're feeling super confident to create business success. You're feeling super confident that income is coming your way today. What thoughts would you be focusing on? What thoughts would you need to focus on? Would you need to start thinking, whatever challenge comes my way, I'm an overcomer. I'm going to be victorious. Would you need to start thinking that you're really good at making money? You know, I'm really good at making money. I'm good at making money quickly. Would you need to believe that I am valuable? I have so much knowledge tools, and wisdom to share with my potential clients. When I share my knowledge, tools, and wisdom with my clients, I change their lives. What type of thoughts do you need to start thinking so that you can feel confident and motivated? So I want you to share with me if something came up for you as I was sharing a few different things that you might need to be thinking about yourself and about what's possible. If it struck a chord for you, or you realize something for yourself that you need to be reminding yourself of, a thought that you need to be dwelling on, write that down. Share it with us in the chat room. What thoughts are you going to choose to think that will make you feel more confident, that will make you feel more passionate and less fearful? Just going to take a sip of water here. So share with us. The longer you put off taking action, the longer you focus on your fear, the longer you're going to suffer. The longer you're going to stay stuck. The longer you're going to feel paralyzed, because there is no such thing as perfect timing. I say this over and over again, and it's important that you believe it. I know I've procrastinated on making some decisions for a long time, and in retrospect, when I look back, I think, my goodness, I am not letting fear rule me like I once did. Yeah, Ron, you're saying, I need to stop thinking I'm pushy if I ask for a sale. Totally. And Candace, you're saying, I'm ready to empower others. That's right. And you could even say, I empower others as soon as I show up. When I take action, I empower others. So Ran, what would you need to think? Instead of I'm pushy when I ask for a sale, what would you need to think? Maybe you would need to think, when I ask for a sale, I'm helping other people solve their problems. Or when I ask for a sale, I'm offering solutions that are going to change my potential clients' lives. So what would you need to believe, Ran? And I encourage both of you to not wait any longer to take action. Get the support, get the accountability, get the mentorship that you need. It's gonna feel like a stretch. Maybe it'll induce some fear in you too, but that is so normal. The people that get the results, they reach out and they get the help. The people who take action get the results. So you need to ask yourself, what is it costing you when you don't take action? What's it costing you to not move forward? How is it affecting your mental health? I know when I don't take action, and I know in a certain area of my life I'm feeling called to take action, I feel like I am not living in congruency with my purpose here on earth. That doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like you're living in integrity when you don't take action, when you allow fear to hold you back. It's that yucky feeling inside that doesn't feel right. So you got to walk the talk. So what price are you paying, and what price is your family paying because you're not taking action? You know, a lot of times families have to get comfortable with the new you. Sometimes when you change, it's really uncomfortable for your families when you change. But if you think of the long-term benefits, your families might not even know what they're missing out on because you haven't had the courage to take action. But you have that courage in you. You have to believe that today. You have what it takes. You need to believe, I've got what it takes to do this. I am good at making sales. I am fantastic at empowering others. So when you don't do that, when you don't make sales, when you don't increase your income, how are you missing out on life? How are you holding back from the world your gifts? Because you have a choice. In the next 30 days, what would it mean for you to have more time, to have less stress, to have more income, to have more free time, to be able to have flexibility and give more to your families, give more to your communities? Can you imagine the impact that you will make with your life when you take action and you stop letting fear rule you? Man, it's an exciting thought. So how would you like to create amazing life balance? Be able to increase your success in the next 30, 60, 90 days? The thought excites me. For you to conquer your stress and kickstart your health, you're going to need to face your fears. And I can show you how. What I offer people is a time freedom breakthrough. It's where I get on the phone with you and I coach you every single week. These are some of the details that I want to tell you about my private coaching. It's exclusive laser-focused time with me. It's one-on-one mentorship that I offer you, support to help you achieve your goals, accountability so you don't go off track and you can develop habits that you maintain. And I help you get really, really clear in my coaching on what your action plan needs to look like, what your steps will be every single month, and where you may be holding yourself back from success. So we cover how you can overcome where you're standing in your own way as well. By working with me, you're going to increase your productivity, your income, and your free time. And you're going to learn how to delegate and outsource so that you can become the master of your business instead of the slave to your business. And you're going to decrease your stress and your health will improve. In order for you to do that, you're going to need to create healthy boundaries, and I'll show you how to do that while we work together so you feel fulfilled and accomplished and energized so that you're increasing your productivity and prosperity and you make a bigger impact with your life. If you have never had a chance to connect with me before and you've never had a chance to work on your goals with me before, I am opening up space for 5 of you. I may actually only have space for 4 right now because I'm a very busy mom. I'm a very busy business mom, and my speaking calendar is full. So is my private coaching calendar. So I'm only going to stretch myself so thin, right? I want to have balance. If you want to apply for one of those sessions with me so we can go through your goals with a fine-tooth comb, you can go to amyengelmark.com/breakthrough and fill out the questions and apply for one of those sessions with me. So if you want to have more fun and you want more free time to be able to do whatever, travel or just put your feet up, you want to have time for a social life again, decrease your stress, then I'll show you how you can have all of those things. And I'll show you what might be holding you back so that you can get the results that you want to see. It's completely free and they go quickly. So I would encourage you to apply today. It's amyengelmark.com/breakthrough. Ran, you said, I will change other people's lives by offering them the opportunity to use my products or join my business. So not I will, but I am. This is what I do right now. I change people's lives by offering them the opportunity to use my products or work with me. So maybe you just want to keep it short. I change people's lives by offering them this opportunity. Candace, I'm so happy that you're ready to empower others, and I hope that both of you have such an empowered, action-packed day, and that you do spend some more time and outline your goal to overcome your fear. Sending lots of love to you, and have a fabulous Wednesday. I'm going to ask that question now, so stay on. Let me just stop the screen share so that you can see me. Hi. So this book is called In Praise of Slowness. That's the name of it. I'm going to ask you, I don't know if you would know this question. Do you know what, you're welcome, Ran, so welcome. Do you know what one of my favorite fruits is? Wow, this is a tough question. If you don't get this one, I've got another question in mind. I know that there's a bit of a lag on these webinars, so if you've answered and I haven't seen your answer yet, I'll just wait a few more seconds. Does anyone remember where I said my family and I go every year to boogie board and surf? There's another question for you if you would like. Ooh, Ran, good answer. It's not pomegranate though. I love pomegranate, but it's not pomegranate. It is tropical. Or you could answer, yes, Ran, it is Tofino. I'm so happy that you got it. Candace, it's Tofino. So it's kind of a tie. Ran, I think you got it. If you want to send me your address, I can't remember if I have it, but I'll send you your address, but I'll send you a copy. Okay? So have a fabulous day. I'm so glad you could join me live. And for those of you who are watching this replay, I'm sending you my love and a big warm hug as well. Take one of the nuggets, one of the gold nuggets from this training and apply it to your life today. Bye-bye. Oh, it is Candace's first time here. That's so sweet of you, Ran. So Candace, if you want to send me your address, then I'll send it to you. That's nice, Ran. I'll send it to you then, Candace. Have a fabulous day. Bye.